What's up? This is MADCHILD from Battle Axe Warriors, and you're watching Montreality. Oh shit. Actually, up until grade 7, I was like a A student. And then I got into grade 8 and discovered girls and drugs and drinking, and by first semester I was like a C- student, and I didn't make it to I didn't make it past grade 11. I was a troublemaker, focused on all the wrong things in school. So I got kicked out of one school, went to another school, got kicked out of there, then I got let back into the other school, and it just wasn't my thing, you know, unfortunately. I worked at a skateboard shop, which was later became West Beach. So when I was like, I had jobs since I was like 12, so I like actually managed a skateboard shop when I was like 13 years old, and I was doing real good back then. But as time went on, I started doing other things. Like I was a bus boy, I was a lot of different places. I worked at clothing stores, and had a bunch of random jobs. I didn't really like working either. I like rapping. Yeah, I mean, the first time around I kind of went a little wild with my money. At one point I owned 11 properties, so that was good. I was pretty smart as far as that went. I dropped like 100 grand on a BMW. I bought it like 6 months old. It was worth 140, and I spent 100 on it. I did some stupid things like spent 60 grand on a chain, and when I went to sell it I only got like 21 grand back for it, so that was the last time I was gonna do something like that. Aftermarket shit is like, you don't get your money back. Like if you buy a Rolex, do not put aftermarket diamonds on it. You keep a Rolex what it is, and then it'll be worth the same value as when you bought it. So, you know, as life goes on, you learn from your mistakes, and I make better choices now, definitely. I did just get a Mercedes G-Wagon, you know, the AMG joint. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that is a dope.
That's like a new reward for me in life. But I think work ethic, first of all, hopefully you have talent, and as far as my talent, it was something that I've worked on over the years. Like I feel like now I'm the best I've ever been, whereas a lot of MCs when they get older, they kind of lose that razor sharpness, they lose that sort of edge, and I've always been disappointed as a fan of hip-hop when I would love a rapper's first 1 or 2 albums, and then as time went on I felt like they kind of got softer, or they lost that fierceness, and now being an older guy, I understand why that happens. And when you're young, you might be living at your grandma's house or your parents' house, and life is quite simple because you don't have all these responsibilities, so you can just focus on your craft. And I think that sort of what happens with rappers is, you know, they become successful, and then they buy houses, and they have mortgage, and they get older, and they have families and kids, and all these things come into play, and they're not able to put the same amount of focus and drive as they did into their earlier projects. Well, when I got sober 3 years ago and got off drugs, did soul searching and decided what I was going to do with my life, I said I'm going to become the best MC I can be now, and I feel like I'm the best I've ever been, and I attribute that to my work ethic, and the people who love me in my life understand that my work comes first after family, and they allow me the freedom to focus on that. So that's one of the things. My work ethic, as far as doing, you know, trying to do like 180 shows a year. If I'm not in the studio, I'm doing a show. If I'm not doing a show, I'm in the studio. I'm fortunate that I'm able to make a living doing what I love. So I really embrace that, and I try to work 365 days a year. I want to make every day count for 5. Well, if I write a book, which I eventually will, depending on if I have more accolades in my life, a few more rounds of success, it's been brought to my attention that there's people interested in doing a documentary style book on my life. So whatever it'll be something about my life and what I went through, I guess. What do I think I was? I was probably I feel like I probably would have been a warrior, some kind of warrior, some kind of like medieval fucking fighter or something like that, part of some crazy ass medieval crew. I don't know. Well, my favorite comic character is a Silver Surfer. My second one will be Thor. As far as cartoon character, that's a good one. Bugs Bunny was pretty dope. I liked him. He was cool. Tasmanian Devil. Probably Galaga. I like playing Galaga. Let's see what else. 1943. I like that joint, like in the arcades and stuff. And Gauntlet. Yeah. Solo members will do another record with the launch of Battle Axe Records, and then there'll be Super Beast will be my next solo album, and then I'm doing an album and a group with Slaine, and we're gonna be called Supreme Villain. Well, we are Supreme Villain. So those are the 3 projects for 2014. Super Beast is gonna be like real razor sharp. Like Dope Sick was like kind of like going about my trials and tribulations and me owning my craft and becoming a much better MC, and I'm very proud of that record. Lawnmower Man, I think I'm pretty ferocious on this record, and I let the bars breathe more, which to me is progression. But the wordplay and the complexity of the wordplay and how I choose to rhyme the words, to me, is still a step up from Dope Sick. Super Beast is going to be that final version where I'm 10 times myself in all dynamics, 10 times myself as far as my personality, as far as my lyrical ability, as far as my word combinations. That's when I'm going to really show everybody that, I'm just, you can't fuck with me. That's going to be my razor sharp masterpiece. I'd like to do something with Danny Brown. I'd like to do something with Kendrick Lamar. I'm not a real go out there and work with a lot of different rappers, MC. A lot of people sort of do that as part of the game. They'll work with a ton of different rappers and sort of use that as their come up. I kind of wanted to do it more on my own, and I think that I've achieved that. But now, creatively, there are some songs that I'd like to do and work with different people. I think it would be cool to work with Action Bronson. I think it'd be cool to work with Schoolboy Q. I have a song coming out with Raekwon. That was somebody that was on my list. I'd like to still do more stuff with Raekwon. I've done a song with Ghostface, but I'd definitely like to do another song with him. And then of course my friends like Evidence and Alchemist, I'd like to work with them again. I think I could step up to the challenge and battle Dizaster. I believe I could. I'm not calling him out or anything like that, but I think that would put me to the ultimate test, because he's a fierce lyricist and I'm a fierce lyricist. I'm not a battle rapper, but if I battled a few more people and won each time, I do believe that I could get to the point where I could battle him and surprise everybody. Yeah. I mean, I saw Biggie back in '94 at the DNA Lounge in San Francisco for the first time when they came on the West Coast. I saw Tupac. I saw Wu-Tang Clan for the first time when they played in San Francisco. I remember seeing Supernatural back when he would rap about everybody's hats and shirts and stuff. I mean, I battled to get in Rocksteady Crew back in '93 in San Diego. That was a big moment for me, hanging out with Crazy Legs and Easy Rock and all those guys. There's things that I didn't do as well that I regret. I was supposed to go on tour with Guru, which I regret that never happened because of my drug problem and stuff back then. But I'm drug free now for 3 years and things are good. There's probably a lot of other things, I just can't remember everything right now, I would say probably nice T-bone steak, medium rare with fried onions, a lobster on the side, with corn on the cob. and an iceberg wedge salad with blue cheese dressing. My message to the youth is focus on positivity. Focus on being a person when you look in the mirror, you like who's looking back at you. It's simple. There's simple rules to it. There's simple rules to becoming a better person. Don't be afraid to have love in your, let love into your heart. For me, it was a very difficult thing to do, but when I broke the wall down and let love into my heart, all kind of new opportunities opened up for me as a human, but also with my career. It's very important to not be afraid of the word love, to not be afraid of the word God. Also, treat people how you want to be treated. That's also very important, and you'll find the rewards are tenfold when you start treating people how you like to be treated. You're gonna see it opens up a whole new world for you, and it did for me. The other thing I would say is, as humans, we have to be kinder to ourselves, and we have to be kinder to each other. And especially with the things going on with the internet. It's like the Wild West now, and people just talk crazy shit on the internet, thinking that it has no circumstances whatsoever. But you don't walk down the street and go, hey, you're a fat fucking piece of shit. We just don't do that as humans. We don't do that as people. But we think it's okay to go on the internet and say, you fucking suck, you fucking loser, why don't you go kill yourself? And it's just words. Those words that you put out there, they affect somebody on the other end. They hurt someone on the other end. And I'm not talking about me as an artist. I can take that shit. You know, I have much more supporters than I have haters, and I'm fortunate, and I appreciate that. But I tell you, even someone who is confident like myself, sometimes people say crazy shit. It does affect me. And imagine somebody that might have an overweight problem, or a problem not getting girls, or someone that gets the blues a lot, or has a problem with depression, or maybe has a problem with socially interacting with people, and you know they could have problems that you don't know about, and you're sticking knives into these people with words. People commit suicide over this. There's a poor girl who killed herself where I live in Vancouver because of the terrible things that kids were saying to her on Facebook. I have to speak up about this, and I hope that other people that are role models speak up about this, because we have to get together and we just make a slight adjustment. It's just a slight adjustment, going from being like this to let's be better and treat people better and feel good about ourselves because of it. And I promise you it's rewarding, but it's a real problem, and I hope to see in general a shift in momentum as far as that changing.
It's healthy to jerk off. You know, your head is never quite as clear as right after you bust a nut. So like before you buy a car, anything, before you make a decision, before you decide if you're really gonna marry this bitch or not or something, go fucking jerk off and see how you feel for the 10 minutes after you jerk off. That's the most clear you'll ever think.